Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back with another video, and today I'm wanting to discuss Pennsylvania, their Act 77 law that was passed in 2020, allowed a lot of mail-in ballot stuff and so on, and how it was just ruled by the courts to be unconstitutional. Before we continue forward, in my description and pinned in my comments on YouTube will be my link to my Rumble and Minds. If you were to go there and toss me some support, give me a sub. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you. But let's go ahead and continue into the video here. So, it was ruled unconstitutionally by a court in Pennsylvania, Act 77 was, because there should be no excuse absentee ballots. So, further on to this, I learned a few things about Pennsylvania after this Act 77 was ruled unconstitutional. It turns out that about 40% of the mail-in ballots, I can't speak today. 40% of the mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania were unconstitutional. Therefore, they shouldn't have been ruled. Therefore, Biden didn't win Pennsylvania. Therefore, Pennsylvania shouldn't be counted. You get what I mean? Or it should be reverted. But I doubt any of that's going to happen at all. And to further go into that, Act 77 being ruled unconstitutional by the court immediately got appealed afterwards. So now it's going to be making its way up to Pennsylvania's Supreme Court, which I believe is Democrat majority for them. So it's very likely that it's going to go up there and still be passed or allowed to stay. But who knows? Anything could happen at this point. The fact of the matter is it's being ruled unconstitutional by the lower end courts of your state that are probably also just as Democrat as your SCOTUS. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, anyway, mail-in ballots, look, I agree to a small degree on mail-in ballots, only in the sense of, let's say you got freaking brutally mauled by a bear or a shark and you ain't got no legs and all that kind of stuff, and you really just want to stay in the house. You've been a lifelong voter, you're politically active, but you want to mail-in vote. I can understand that, but there needs to be things in place too. Not only do we need registration, IDs, signatures, all that, but we need to have auditing of mail-in ballots. We need to have every bit of information on these ballots, where they were shipped off to, where they're at. We need transparency. And if that can't happen, then mail-in ballots should be used only to a minimum. I think we should be going out and voting in person nonetheless, because it's harder to commit the sinful F word that way. Um, but speaking of also on the forbidden F word when it comes to Pennsylvania, if we notice that 40% of those ballots were deemed unconstitutional, and during that same year, and still now, if I am remembering correctly, they tried to put into law to remove voter ID registration and voter signature requirements, right? Because they're racist laws and so on. We need to protect our election integrity by getting rid of things that hold its integrity and protect it. It doesn't make sense. And to claim that voter ID is racist and that freaking voter signature is racist is dumb as hell. The fact of the matter is, if you're going to sit there and say that, oh, black people are too dumb to get an ID and they're too dumb to know how to vote, you're the racist. We're not. they, Anybody, it doesn't matter skin color, beliefs, anybody is capable of doing any of the things in this country, especially voting. It's not hard. It's ridiculous. But yeah, the courts, as I said, they've appealed it, and so it's going to be going to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. So I'm sure more news is going to be coming about on this topic very, very soon. Hopefully, they just completely law it as unconstitutional and get Act 77 out, because if Biden barely won 2020 in Pennsylvania, with 40% of those ballots being deemed unconstitutional now, and majority of those, and especially majority of mail-in ballots in general, are Democrats specifically, it needs to be overturned, ruled unconstitutional, and thrown in the trash. Otherwise, this is going to happen again. So, that's all I got to really say on this topic. Thanks for taking your time to hear me out. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong on anything or fill me in on some info I may not have put into the video. Again, go ahead and go check out my alt texts at Rumble and Minds. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys, and you all have a very good one. Peace.